One of the things that I wanted you to talk about is this idea of a sense of urgency, because what I'm told is so much of this is about inserting a sense of urgency or panic into the recipient's brain, and that sort of social and emotional engineering to get that person to sort of detach from the immediate skepticism they might have. You know, a classic scam is the grandparent scam, where they text a grandparent and say, "This is a text message from your grandson. I've been arrested. I need some money. Don't tell mom. It's embarrassing. Can you send me $500?" That creates a sense of emergency, a sense of urgency in the recipient, also maybe a sense of, we got to keep this quiet just between us. And the grandparent, immediately their compassion is engaged and they say, maybe I ought to do this right away. That sense of, this is an emergency, act right away, but that could be the very thing that's designed to get past your skepticism.
Social engineering has been around for a long time, but we have to admit the bad actors have upped their game. They really are learning new ways to hack our brain. And just for the people that don't know the difference, social engineering is the use of techniques to infiltrate our brain. So instead of hacking a system, just trying to break into, say, a database to get information about you, they try to hack into your brain to get information about you. And one of the most common tactics is that sense of urgency. There's also the sense of fear. Creating something where maybe they're saying they're law enforcement and you must react now, or we're going to come and arrest you and you will lose your freedom. That is definitely going to get people not using their logical brain. They also use the tactic of fear of missing out. Maybe this great deal. If you don't act now, you're not going to be able to take advantage of this. But all of those tactics are designed to get us using our emotional brain. So we have our logical brain, which is great for making decisions, and we have our emotional brain, which in most circumstances is keeping us safe. But in these circumstances, it's really terrible at making logical decisions. So once the scammer has you and is talking to you, and that's another tactic that they will try to use, is to not allow you to disengage. They will threaten you, yell at you, tell you, don't hang up the phone, don't end this conversation, don't stop responding to me, because they do not want to give you the opportunity to disengage from your emotions and your emotional brain and get back into that logical thinking. So we really do encourage people. That's why that take 5, and as you said earlier, that take a beat and think about it, that's why it's so critically important, because it gets you back into that logical mindset where you can step back and look at the circumstances and go, oh, I don't think that's real or legitimate. I don't believe that my bank would actually start screaming explicatives at me if I say I want to verify this. And that's actually something we tell people.
Let me ask you, we're running out of time here a little bit, but I do want to get this idea of AI and Zoom calls and video engagement, because one of the things that we're seeing now is scammers using AI to change their appearance in the Zoom call. So even if you have that person on video and you're interacting with them on video, they may not be who they appear to be, even if the video is speaking to you and engaging with you and responding to you. That's a new tool in the toolkit, and that makes it a lot harder to discern, because you could see somebody on the Zoom who's in a corporate setting with the right logos behind them, who looks very professional, looks like even a particular executive at that company, and yet it's not them. How do people protect themselves against that level of sophistication that we're seeing now?
Well, deep fakes or cheap fakes, which are the less sophisticated versions of that technology, they are real. They are being used. Even voice cloning, for you alluded to, or you talked about the grandparent scam. There are some of these bad actors that are using voice cloning in those scams. What I want to tell people is, now that we are struggling to verify, is that video real? Is that really the person I'm talking to? It then becomes about the content of the conversation. There have been some reports of large businesses being victimized, but we're talking about very high dollars, into the tens and $20 million. So for your average person, it's going to be less of a dollar amount that could be asked for, and that's where I think we have to pay attention. If they're asking you for money or data, pause. Even if you're looking at a video screen, why are they asking you for money? do I need to respond to this? Can I talk to this person in a different way? And if you don't have any other way to contact that person, or you don't really know them, it begs the question, why are they asking you for money?